Hey everyone, stick with us versus herd. If it's your first time here, love the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications for when we post videos, tap the bell. If you want to join or subscribe to our Options Trading Live channel, link is below in the description. We go live every day, Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, link is below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. If you could do me a favor, hit the like button if you're enjoying the content here. It really helps me out with YouTube. Now, I actually didn't do any trades today. I honestly I couldn't find the motivation to really trade after all that has been going on in the world, in our own communities, in the United States. And I just kind of sat here, reflected, and I watched the price action to kind of see what it would do. I'm posting a video pretty late tonight, and I honestly just didn't really feel like posting one at all, but I felt the need that I had to. Like, I had to just get back on it and work through this with everybody, whether you agree with the protests and riots or don't agree with the protests or riots. I did talk about this extent pretty a lot this morning. I'm losing my words here. A lot this morning in the live stream, and not to get political or anything, but my stance here is, currently the market doesn't seem to really care. The market is down a little bit right now, but it really is just coming back down to kind of to support after Trump had announced that he's going to threaten military action if the protests and the violence doesn't end. And this is my opinion, of course, and the one thing that I do want to say is I do agree the violence, the riots, and the looting has to come to an end, because there are a bunch of peaceful protesters. It was, especially in the Chicago area, they were registered and they were made the protest known to the city of Chicago. And I'm speaking about Chicago here. I don't really know about elsewhere and what the rules and laws were, but here there were peaceful protesters. However, the peaceful protesters were the ones that were getting arrested, not the people rioting and looting. And this is where this is kind of where it draws the line for me. The people that were peacefully protesting, the rioters and the looters ruined it for everybody, and the protesters paid the price. And under the First Amendment, we have the right to peacefully protest. We have the right to congregate and make our voices heard for something that we believe in. And right now, the protesters want to make their voices heard regarding, Black Lives Matter, inequality, and that's what they're fighting for right now. They want to be heard, and the rioters and the looters are making it impossible for their voice to be heard, because all we're concentrating now, or what the media is concentrating on, is not about what happened to George Floyd or the countless others that faced police brutality over the last few years or weeks, or even in Chicago. I mean, many people, it wasn't the police, but many people were shot and killed in Chicago over the weekend, and it was horrible. It was horrible. And kind of the riots and the honestly, I don't even know what to say. I mean, the First Amendment right is allowing us to do that, and as Trump declared the way for Trump, they were tear gassing peaceful protesters in front of the White House. And there was nothing but peaceful protesting. There was no violence. And as an American, we have rights to do that peacefully. It's the First Amendment. Look it up if you're not sure, if you're a little shaky on your Constitution. And Trump is saying that he wants to deploy the military, and he can't do that without the states allowing that to happen. He can't just push the military over. I mean, I'm not going to get into the whole legalities of it, but he just can't, like in Illinois, he can't just send the military in here and just take control. He can't do it. He can't do it. He can want to do it, and if something happens, I mean, maybe he could do it, and along with the governors, if they want it to happen, but he needs approval to do so. He can't. There's checks and balances here, and it's very interesting to me that this is taking place, and currently, the market is not reacting. And I definitely have a problem, and it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or Democrat or whatever the case is, but what is happening here is they're trying to crack down on the protesters, people congregating, when that's our First Amendment right. And that's where I have a big problem, right? So it is our First Amendment right to do that, to protest peacefully, right? And for the people that are looting and rioting, those people, yes, they should be arrested. They should pay for the crimes that they're committing. I do agree with that. But for the people that are peacefully protesting, wanting to make their voices heard, they should not pay the price. They should not be arrested. Police should not be hitting them with batons, pepper spraying, tear gassing them, because what they're doing is peacefully protesting. And the market, looking at the market today, the market didn't care. I mean, the Fed did pump. There was a big Fed pump scheduled for today, 500 billion in the markets today, and the market doesn't really care unless there is issue with the trade one deal. The market doesn't really care that there's turmoil in the U.S. I mean, it's down a little bit, but basically it just came down to support. I was actually waiting for it. I thought we were going to have a little bit of sell-off on SPY coming at the end of the day here, but we just didn't. Kind of held down, and then after Trump made the announcement, it kind of ripped down here to the the 304 area. Now it's kind of pushing it up. Now for SPY, kind of what I'm looking at for tomorrow is if it's going to push up to like the 307. I've been watching this area right in here where we had a dead cat bounce after we sold off when the initial pandemic news was happening here back in February. Dead cat bounced back up to the 310 area. It did hit 312 before. Obviously, we just kept selling off to 218. We are above resistance here, which is like the 302 area, 303, which we're having some problem with. We cleared that, so I'm definitely eyeing that right now. We are going to be having earnings on Zoom tomorrow after market close, so be careful, watch out for Zoom. Zoom had an incredible day today. It was up $24, 13%, and currently I'm going to probably be looking at selling some premium there. IV for this week is 165% implied volatility. Next week's 123%, so there's a pretty rich. However, they're expecting a pretty big move, $29 for this week and $36 for next week. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to trade it yet, but right now it is at all-time highs, and it is. I mean, it just went crazy after it cleared 180, gapped up above 180. It was just massive. I don't know if it was a short squeeze or what, but it was just massive today. Also, another one that went pretty crazy was DOCU. DOCU also has earnings. Let me just double check. Thursday after market close. So DocuSign up 5% as well, up $7. So I'm watching this as well to sell some premium in here this week. And another one, Grub and Uber both went up quite a bit today as well on buyout news. Uber trying to buy out Grubhub, and Grubhub, which is kind of interesting here, is coming up on it closed basically at the top of resistance here around the 59 area. So we'll see what happens with it. I am long Grub right now. See if we can push this back up to 65. So I'm definitely looking at that as well. So right now I'm kind of like a spectator of the markets. It looks like the markets are moving super slow today, kind of digesting the news. They're moving a little bit lower, but you can see that we're basically range bound here between like 30.30 and 30.55, 30.60 on the S&P futures. So we're just kind of right now we're just kind of pinging back and forth. Volatility was a little higher today. VXX is moving up after hours. VIX got crushed pretty bad, but it did close up a bit. I mean, we did gap down, which caused VIX to gap up, and then pretty much just sold off the rest of the day. So, you know, we're at very troubling times right here, very unprecedented. Not sure what's going to happen. We're in the middle of a pandemic, riots. I mean, this is insane. This is literally insane. So Wall Street apparently doesn't really care all that much anymore, and still just kind of moving up. So right now, I am keeping my position size small. Just keep moving forward, and you know, we're gonna see what happens. Join me on the live stream tomorrow. We're gonna be seeing what the market does and see if we can find a new position. If you watch this video to the end, comment "Watch the yen." As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.